Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria, and today if you hear my phone go off, you can't be upset too much because it is my beautiful niece's first day of school, and she texts me. She's like, "Good morning, Aunt Paige." Like, I'm going to school, and she's so cute. She's a 10th grader. Oh, my heart is so full and so sad because she gets so damn old. Oh, it's that time, you guys. It's that time where kids just going back to school makes you age. Oh, child, I am aged all to hell. So today we are testing out a new foundation, and I thought, what a better day to get to be a little bougie than on a day where I'm a little bit sad that I have yet again aged. So we are trying some Tom Ford makeup, you guys. This is the waterproof foundation. I picked it up in the shade 2.0 Buff. I almost lied and said 2.1. Don't have any idea why, but it's 2.0 Buff. I don't know what color it is, but it's this little guy right here. Let me just get that good and close to the camera. Didn't even give it a chance to focus, so if it didn't, sorry about that. It's a waterproof foundation concealer. That's like all it says on this box. Okay, Tom Ford. You give me a little bit more than that. But if you don't know, Tom Ford is a very pricey Paige, better lay off that damn Kool-Aid, child. Tom Ford is a very expensive brand. I don't remember how much this costs, but I should probably look because that's important. Yeah, that's what I thought. This box, okay, this 1 fluid ounce of makeup, 1 fluid ounce, $85. Okay. And I'm trying it on, by the way, as I'm wearing a hoodie. Like a hoodie. Like, could I be any more not bougie and then like $85 foundation on my face? So I'm not 100% sure. While I've got this page up, why don't we read maybe a little bit about it? It says that it is full coverage. It is for all the skin types. It has a radiant finish, whatever that means. We're going to mattify the shit out of that. What it is, a full coverage waterproof foundation that also functions as an effective concealer to hide noticeable imperfections. We can really test that theory. What it does, a flawless complexion is essential to the Tom Ford face. Its first full coverage waterproof formula conceals flaws as both a comfortable, breathable foundation, blah, blah, blah. It's a hybrid formula with blah, blah, blah. What else you need to know? It helps to minimize the appearance of tattoos and port stains. Port stains. Okay, I don't have any port stains. So this is new to Sephora, like I said, 85 bucks. Shit, there went my phone. She's already hoping she doesn't have homework. And she's not even to school yet. It's funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this on my face. I'm assuming if they're saying it's like a tattoo cover-up, it's supposed to be like hardcore full coverage, just like you guessed it. I'm gonna say it. The Estee Lauder Maximum Wear that is always on my channel. This shit is like never far from my left hand, my right hand side. Left hand is over here, Paige. Right hand is over here. Okay. Roll up these bad boy sleeves here and let's put some of this on the back of my hand. Oh, shit. Wow, that's actually like a really good shade. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to oxidize or not, but like, that's pretty decent. So now we're, you know the drill. First half, beauty blender in this shit. And hopefully it is full coverage like they say. There's a hair on my beauty blender. Okay, listen hair. Ha ha ha, listen hair. I made a joke. Oh, and yes, I already did prime my skin. Okay, so for one pass, that's not bad. Right, just blend it into the hoodie. That's good. No one will notice when you've got makeup all on your collar. Yeah, no, they lied. There's no tattoo cover-up here, honey. Honey boo-boo. No. That is not a tattoo cover-up. I'm sorry. Let's try a brush. Let's try a brush. Maybe it's the beauty blender. So I'm down. We'll try the brush. Amadeus, Amadeus. Oh, 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 Amadeus. Ooh, rock me, Amadeus. Ooh, rock me, Amadeus. Admit it, you guys love my little concert, right? So it's a little bit patchy with a brush, but it's not that bad. Like, you guys know, I have like textured skin anyway, so for me, whenever I try to do anything with a brush, it can look hella not so good in a real quick amount of time. But it's not the worst. The coverage is not at all like how they said it was like so great and intense and amazing, and no, it's not. And if anything, it's almost going on like really cakey, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to just like stipple around a little bit and really work and like push the product in. Maybe push it into my primer a little bit more and just like see if we can get everything to behave for the day, because that would be really nice. And it actually works out good because it's supposed to be like an overcast, like nasty, rainy kind of day. So this is a good foundation to try. Okay, I think that the stippling motion really did help like push it in a little bit. So I am going to go over, now I've got a bunch of little stippling marks. I'm just going to buff those out with a clean part of my beauty blender because I don't want to add any product. I don't want to piss the product layer off, so I'm just gonna pat that out again. And when I do this and you guys see me like go over it, it is literally just to get away from those little tiny bumps. So I'm not like, you know, adding anything. I'm not doing anything like that. There's a giant hair on my face. So when you guys see me do this, don't be like, wow, she's adding a shit ton, because I'm really not. I'm just moving it and buffing out the stuff. You got to make it look seamless. You want to make it look like it's your actual skin, like you were born flawless. Some of us were, some of us weren't. I'm definitely on the no side of that list. Okay, so it definitely has good coverage. I wouldn't say that this is like insanely full fabulousness coverage, and if anything, I think that I had to build it up a lot to get this coverage on this side. It built up a lot better with a brush, but I still don't have like full coverage, so I'm kind of like meh about that. Let me go ahead and like conceal and work on the rest of my face, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Normally, I sometimes film this part, sometimes I don't. Today I'm not, just because my phone is going to go off like crazy because she's on the school bus and she wants to talk to her aunt. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my phone back on loud and deal with that. And I will talk to you guys after I start layering the products on. We will talk about them, and I'll kind of turn the camera on and off. I just realized the camera was like really far away. Sorry about that. I went in, obviously the foundation was on. I did go in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I am like the last person, I think, to try this. And I don't know why. I don't think I've tried it. And I was like, I better pick it up. I mean, why not Sephora or Ulta? Where the hell? I don't know where I got this from. I think it might have been Sephora, but I don't really remember. No, it was definitely Ulta. Oh my god, Paige, stop. Anyways, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I picked this up in the shade Light 1 Chantilly. Okay, pasty as hell. I do like it so far. My first initial like reaction to it was I didn't like this tiny little doe foot applicator, and when I was putting it on my face, it took like, okay, dunk and go, and I'm used to the Shape Tape where it's just like la 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 la. One scoop goes and does both my eyes. Like, it takes so much less time, and then the opening is bigger, so it's just like a lot quicker. This one I kept like missing the tube, and it was like, okay, fucking first world situation there, but it's not the worst. I'll definitely see how it sits throughout the day and see if I like it. I set both of them down with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm liking it so far. It actually looks really nice. The coverage for some reason isn't what I wanted. Like, I definitely am dark down here. Some spots are still showing through up here, which I'm kind of like, oh, that sucks. But so far it looks pretty, so I'm going to keep putting on my makeup, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Okay, you guys, I finally got everything on. If you are curious, let's run through the products real quick. I am wearing my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This is in the shade 362 Plum Bum. It is such a like deep purple. I love this so much. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I'm trying to get like back into my darker colors again, and I'm digging it. I also went in today, if you have watched my favorites video, you saw me talk a little bit about this guy. It is the NARS palette with the highlights. I kind of love to go in with just like a fan brush, run through all these 4 highlights and just put them on, and it's like the perfect like half bronzy, half bright shade. It's not too like intense, but it's just beautiful, glowy. I did try to go in and work with this bronzer as well, these two together. It's not like my favorite bronzer. I'm still trying to work with them and see if I love them or not, but that highlight combination is stunning. For blush, I did go in with the shade Lavish again. I feel like I just used that shade the other day in a video. I love it so much. It's just beautiful, fleshy, nice. And then I went in for the eyes with a mixture of the Kat Von D Glimmer Eye Palette. You guys have probably already seen my video I did on this, and I've been trying to work with it more to see if I like it, if I would recommend it. And so I paired it with the Urban Decay, that's what it is. The Ultimate Basics Matte Palette that they came out with like a year or so ago, 2 years ago maybe. I love this palette. I think this is a great, this is my favorite matte palette but that a lot of like the more like Ulta-y or Sephora brands have come out with. I love this palette so much. And I just thought it would be great because when I said in that video, they recommend, Kat Von D recommended pairing this with its counterpart. This is the Glimmer palette, and then there is the basically Shade and Light Eye palette, and they want you to kind of pair them together. So you've got the glimmers and the mattes. So this is kind of my version or a matte palette that I have. I haven't gotten to play with it in a while, so I loved that. And that's just kind of, you know, what I came up with. I'm still on the fence about this in case you're curious. I will keep using it this week, and then usually by the end of the week, I kind of know my thoughts thoughts and opinions on it, and I will give you those in a video in the upcoming week. Now what else? Is that all that's on my face? Yeah, my brows are a little different today. Like this one's a little thicker and a little more arched, but like you ever get one of those days where you're like, okay, the brows went on. Like I don't want to fight it. Like I'm going to leave it alone because I know that if I try and even them out, they're going to look way shitty. So I'm just going to leave them a little different, and we're just going to, I'd rather have them be a little different and both still look good than try to match them and then they just go to shit. So no, thank you. Now let's talk about the foundation that I buried. I don't know where it went. Oh, I put it back in the box for that reason. I'm actually liking the way that this sits. Everything layered really nice on top of it. It does have a very nice like glow from within kind of I don't want to say finish because I think that I did a pretty good job of like mattifying down the finish, but like it's still giving me like this inner glow vibe that I'm really loving. I'm a little mad at the coverage if I'm being honest. Like even as I layered my other products on top of it, I was kind of like, wow, this really does show like all the acne spots. And I feel like if you're 85 bucks and you say that you're really full coverage and that you cover imperfections and that you could cover a tattoo, like no, you didn't, because you didn't. So something to consider. I am going to hop on off to do my deal for the day. I will stop in at the end of the day, of course, show you guys how this worked, if it worked, all that good stuff. We will do a close-up. We will chat, because that's what we do here. And oh, it's been a while since Frita has been in like full play. And look at her. Hello, Frita. How you doing? She's back there. She's being sassy. Wow. There we go. There's powder on my fingers and I couldn't snap and it was really sad. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get moving and I will talk to you at the end of the day. Okay, you guys, it is the end of the day. This stuff has been on my face for over 12 hours. What a long day it has been. And I'm actually kind of impressed. Throughout the day, it has looked very, I'm gonna say cakey, but I kind of feel like it looked cakey from the start. Like it looked really good once it hit the sweet spot to about hour 5, and then the cake really started to set in. It started looking pretty rough, but as far as how it's worn and how it broke down, I'm kind of like, not bad, you know. We definitely have a little bit of like separation, a little bit of cake, the nose, the chin, you know, a little on the forehead, that kind of thing. But as far as the planes of my face for 12 hours, it doesn't look horrible. Let's go ahead. We are going to do our zoom in, but I also wanted to draw attention to my lips. Now, if I stop right here, they still look pretty good. I mean, if you open them, they look pretty janky, and I'll show you those in the close-up as well. But I just wanted to do this. I did not touch them all day. I put them on this morning, so this has been on my mouth also for 12 hours through lunch and dinner, sparing nothing. Like for lunch, we had chili, and for dinner, burger. I had a burger for dinner. So these have like went through pretty hellacious nightmares. You know, coffee all day, drinking everything all day, and it's still this intact. So, and these are, again, those are those L'Oreal Pro Mattes, and I wanted to tell you that because I always like to tell you, like, if I can show you a wear test for something that I'm really impressed with, I want you to see it. So let's go ahead and get to the close-up on this foundation. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about through here with like all the extra texture and kind of that cakey, almost mushy look to it. The chin, don't mind right here. I got head butted by my little dog, but right through here, I know that on the bottom it looks a little bit janky, and like up close it probably looks pretty rough, like right here. But just keep in mind, like this is 12 hours of a dark red lipstick. So, I mean, when you talk, it definitely looks pretty ratchet. But let's go back to the foundation. So over here, I definitely think, like I said this morning, the coverage was a real disappointment because I really did expect more coverage from this. And like, as you can see, we had a little bit of sloughage over the worst, quote unquote, worst areas of my face. So that part kind of was really disappointing. But overall, I mean, I think that the nose looks pretty freaking good. I mean, like not any cake in through here, very little wear. And I touched my nose like right here a ton this morning, by the way, because I was like blowing my nose this morning. And it didn't wear awful at all. But again, through here, it does have that like cakey, almost mushy appearance that like cakey foundation gets. And then on the forehead, I think we had like a slight amount of creasing, nothing too bad. And honestly, even the texture isn't that bad on my forehead. So I think overall, I think this part wore pretty damn good. Now, one thing that I did want to mention about this is that this morning when I was putting it on, you know how I always put it on the back of my hand and I go about my routine. When I looked down, it had oxidized about a half a shade to a shade darker. And I noticed on my neck, I'm pretty sure I blended it out, but it had done the same thing on my neck. So there was a little bit of oxidization to this foundation. So something to keep in mind if you're trying to pick your shade. And I don't think, what shade did I get again? 2.0 buff. So I actually only went up, I think, like a shade or two in this. So I think overall, you guys, I'm relatively impressed with this foundation. I don't know that I would say I'm $85 for 1 ounce impressed. I think that I'm curious to try this with my full coverage, my Estee Lauder full maximum coverage foundation, because that's what I mix everything with. I think if I was able to get a good coverage without as much product on, I think it would look bomb like this, because I think for 12 hours this looks fantastic, and it still had pretty decent coverage. So normally the only time I can get foundations to still look this good after long amounts of time is when the coverage isn't really there. So for it to still have decent coverage and last that long on my skin, you guys saw, I mean, this is pretty freaking good. Like, my nose is still covered. That right there says a lot. So I'm pretty impressed. Again, the price point is definitely a killer, but we know Tom Ford is high end, so like we can't hate on the price alone because Tom Ford is Tom Ford. And I also wanted to say too, I almost forgot, this in the first clip from the morning, I had said this has like a very lit from within kind of glow to it, and that glow actually stayed all day. Like, I felt like my skin looked not overly luminous, but it definitely had like that lit, like going into outward appearance kind of effect to the skin. And I was really impressed with that because, as you guys know, I use all mattifying products. I use a mattifying setting powder, setting spray. I use a mattifying primer. I mean, everything I do is to mattify my face. I did not blot once today. This is all unblotted. Again, impressive. So I think that it wore really, really well given all the circumstances surrounding it. I'm kind of like, okay, this lipstick is looking really janky. So that is it, you guys. As always, hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. If you're curious about something, if there's a product you want me to check out, let me know, because there was a ton of new releases and I've got all them new products coming to you. But I am super excited to bring you guys that kind of content. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. So I am going to get going for tonight because I have more filming and editing to do. And I hope that I can keep bringing you guys awesome content, and keep hitting me up in the comments, because that's how I know what to do. I need to know what you guys like. It's very important that you tell me these things. Okay? Okay. So I will talk to you guys all later. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever. And we shall talk in the next one. Bye. Cha-ching.